Guys, this is Jeff from Grow Up. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys the plants that I like growing up on a trellis, wood planks, moss poles, and anything similar. So without further ado, here are the plants. So first up is my Hoya australis, just a normal green form. So part of the reason why I love growing plants up on trellises is that it makes the plant looks fuller, especially for Hoyas. Sometimes when they have a vine or a tendril, some of them it's just empty vines, so the plant doesn't look full. So with Hoyas, some Hoyas anyways, not all of them, some Hoyas they look good trailing down, and some Hoyas they just look good being trellised up. So these two Hoyas right here, for me, they look good when they're trellised up. Another reason is that they promote leaf growth, especially with Hoyas, because they're epiphytes. They grow up in trees. So if you mimic that kind of an environment, the plant thrives more. So next one is my Hoya pubicalis splash. I just love this plant. This is my first ever Hoya, and it's also the first ever Hoya that I've trellised up. This trellis I just made myself, and same with this trellis right here. Actually, most of the trellis that you guys are gonna see on this video, I've made it myself. So this one is a Hoya Kaudara Sumatra. Most of the Hoyas in this video you guys probably have seen on my Hoya tour a couple of days ago. So this one is just very stunning. I'm still trying to figure out its care because it has a different leaf structure. The leaf feels different compared to other more succulent type of Hoyas. So yeah, we'll see how it grows up in this trellis. This one is probably one of my top maybe five plants that I like growing up on trellis. This is my Hoya australis Lisa. The moment I've trellised this up on this heart-shaped trellis, it's promoted leaf growth. Like this used to be an empty vine, and the moment I've trellised it up, it started producing more leaves. So this goes to show that they do love climbing up on trellises, and I highly recommend it for sure. This one is my Hoya carrii, just a normal green form. It does have a little bit of splashiness on the leaf, but very subtle. It's just growing up on a trellis right here. Okay, we moved on to a different room. This is our master's bedroom. This one right here is a Hoya Crimson Queen. Very proud of this one because I grew this from a 2 to 3 leaf cutting, and it's grown to a more full plant. We're moving on to my plant room now. This is my Synthapsis Pectus argyrius. I do have a love-hate relationship with this plant. It was it was trailing before. I've put this up on a moss pole, but I did like how it looked trailing down because it was very sparse, and it got attacked by a pest. I think it was thrips, so I did lose some leaves. So the moment I've put it up on a moss pole, I started falling in love with it again. So yeah, some leaves do have some yellowing, probably from the pest issue, but the newer growth doesn't seem to have it. So hopefully I've treated it well. My next plant is my Philodendron Florida Green. I just chopped and propagated this plant because it surpassed the moss pole that I've given it, and the leaves were growing smaller. So in order to promote new growth and to make the plant look bushier, I've cut and propagate. Just directly beside it is my Synthapsis Pectus Exotica. This is a slow grower, so it's just on a small moss pole. I don't think it has taken to the pole yet, but it is pushing out tons of new growth. So yeah, my Synthapsis Pictus Exotica. This guy right here is my Philodendron Brandy or Brandy Atom. It's just growing up on this wood plank that's shaped like a Monstera leaf. It hasn't taken to the wood plank yet. I don't think it will ever take to the wood plank because it's not constantly moist. It is producing larger leaves, I guess, compared to the previous one, but this is not the easiest grower, so I'm still trying to figure out how to grow this plant. This one is my Syngonium albo variegata, or variegated albo syngonium. This one got attacked by thrips, so I did cut and propagate, and then I did remove the infected leaves, treated it multiple times, and put it up on this trellis. It's more for aesthetics, but I like it to have like a fuller kind of growth, so I've chopped it, and so far it is growing new growth for me. It has a couple of new growth points, and I haven't seen any pest damage so far. So this leaf right here, you see that yellowing on that green side, that's a telltale sign of thrip damage. So if you guys see something like that with your plants, you might be dealing with a thrip infestation. If you catch it early enough, you should be able to treat the infestation, and you just have to be diligent with treating thrips. So I can do another video on how I deal with thrips, spider mites, mealybugs. Just comment down below if you guys want my tips and tricks. Just beside my albo syngonium is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. So it's the same as the Florida Green, but the newer leaf comes out whitish or yellowish, and then it turns into green like this when it matures. So it's just on this single moss pole. It's not the fastest grower. It's not as fast as the Florida Green, obviously, with the variegation. It will be a little slower, but it's constantly pushing out new growth for me. This one is my Hoya Potsii. As what I've told you, my smaller Hoyas that are growing tendrils. I usually put a trellis in order to promote leaf growth. So these are some of them. All of these Hoyas right here on the shelf are newer acquisitions. So I just bought them a couple of days ago. I've repotted it. So far so good, but I also gave it a trellis in order to promote more leaf growth. One of them is my Hoya benbergari, that has this small trellis right here. Next is my Hoya meredithii that has that one leaf right there. And then last on the shelf is my Hoya Glabra, which has humongous leaves. It's not as big as my hand yet, but it's close enough. And it has this big tendril that I wrapped around on a trellis, so hopefully it produces a new leaf for me similar to this. Next one, just directly beside all of my Hoyas, is my my Monstera Stanleyana variegata. It's just growing up onto this wood plank that I bought from the dollar store. It's a ruler. It's a wooden ruler that I use as a wood plank. It hasn't taken to the wood plank yet, but it has pushed this two new growth after I've put it up on a wood plank. So we'll see how it goes. Same with my Stanleyana. I'm trying to promote more mature leaves. So one of them is my Cebu blue pothos, on my Epipen Pinatum Cebu blue. So far, it hasn't taken to the plank yet, but I just recently put this up on a plank, so hopefully it takes it. This one is just more for support. It's just a wooden stick. It's my Philodendron painted lady. It is producing more mature leaves, like bigger leaves, like compared to the more juvenile one. So maybe it's working, I don't know. But it's mostly just for support. Just beside it is it's a type of philodendron. I'm not sure if it is a varicosum. The seller told me it is a varicosum, but I don't think it is. Just basing it from the pictures that I see online. But it's not this. This is not an easy grower. It's constantly pushing out new leaf, but every time it unfurls, it'll either rip or it just won't open. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still figuring this one out, like my brandy, but it's pushing out new growth. So hopefully it grows better. This guy right here is a Philodendron minarum. It is pushing out more mature leaves after I've put it up on this wood stick. I don't know if it's just like to do that the more the plant matures, but so far so good. It has a little bit of yellowing because of the extrafloral nectaries. I don't think it has any pests, but I do treat all of my plants preventatively with my neem oil spray just in case. But this leaf right here is because of extrafloral nectaries. So if you flip over the plant, you could see like tiny droplets right there. So that could mean that the plant is producing extra floral nectaries, and you could feel the leaf. It's very sticky as well. Just beside my minarum is my Monstera Dubia. This is probably my top maybe 1 or 2 plant that is growing up on a moss bowl. It's such a fast grower, and I just actually not recently, but this is probably a year old, and I probably bought it when it was like 2 inches tall, and I've chopped and propagated this multiple times, and I've given away cuttings, and it's also growing on the other side. So it has outgrown its moss bowl, so we'll see if I need to repot this again and maybe cut and propagate again. I'm not sure, but such an easy grower. Highly recommended to everyone. Okay, this one right here is my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. It has outgrown its moss bowl. I've actually just extended that, but this is such a fast grower. I've also cut and propagated it multiple times, and I've put some of the cuttings back into the soil. So hopefully this bowl fills up with more growth because of that. So yeah, my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma. Another Rhaphidophora is my Hai. So this one I bought from a big box store, I think from Lowe's here in Canada. I've put it up onto this wood plank, and obviously it has outgrown this wood plank, as what you can see. So what it's doing is it's vining down and it's producing smaller leaves. So this is what happens when it doesn't have anything to climb up to, compared to the bigger leaf growth right here. Another Epipremnum. This is an Epipremnum Pinatum Baltic Blue. Compared to the Cebu Blue, this fenestrates a lot faster, and it has a greener leaf and a more slender and bigger leaf structure. It's growing up on this trellis right here. I don't think it needs it, but this is a newer acquisition, I guess, and it's pushing out new leaves right there, and it's actually smaller, so we'll see if I need to put it up on a moss bowl instead. This guy is another Epipremnum. It's an Epipremnum Pinatum Cebu Blue. I'm proud of this one. It has gone through a lot throughout the years. I did grow this from 2 to 3 leaf cuttings that I've chopped and propagated multiple times to produce this fuller plant. It got attacked by thrips, spider mites, and as what you can see in that leaf right there, there's some yellowing, but the newer growth, I don't see any damage, and I keep on treating it preventatively with my neem oil spray. So you just have to be proactive all the time. When you're watering, you're also spraying it down with your preventative spray, because pest issue is inevitable when you're trying to grow plants indoors. This right here is my big mama. It's my Epipremnum aureum, or otherwise known as golden pothos. This one is a very fast grower. I did buy this from a local plant shop here in Canada. It was just probably this tall right here. Extended the moss bowl multiple times, chopped and propagated multiple times as well. It is producing smaller leaves, as what you can see. But honestly, I don't mind it getting smaller for as long as the plant looks full and healthy. I'm still okay with it. So yeah, it's my Epipremnum aureum or golden pothos. Okay, we're down to the last two. This is my Philodendron red iridescence, something like that. This is one of my first plants that I have ever grown up on a bamboo stick, and I've chopped and propagated this multiple times. Same story as my other plants or my other philodendrons. Got attacked by thrips, treated it. It has surpassed my bamboo stick multiple times, so I've chopped it so that it can still live on this plant ledge, and I've put it back on the soil, and hopefully it becomes a fuller plant up on top there, because so far I think there's like 2 to 3 vines. I think two vines that have reached the ceiling. So, but there's a couple of cuttings there that hopefully will make the plant look fuller. Last but certainly not the least is my Philodendron silver sword. It's such a big plant that it's hard for me to take it down on this plant ledge but this is a recent buy, like a couple of months ago from Walmart. It was $28, so one of the best deals ever, because it was a mature plant. It was also producing mature leaves, multiple growth points. I've chopped and propagated once, and it is constantly pushing out new growth. So hopefully it's okay with this plant ledge come winter time. I'll give you guys an update on how it does, because this is the first growing season for me for this plant. It is growing up on a moss bowl. It's basically for support, because it was already growing mature leaves when I got it. So yeah, that's my Philodendron silver sword. Guys, you've reached the end of this video. Once again, my name is Jeff from Grow Up. If you guys like this kind of plant content, please like this video and subscribe to my channel, Grow Up. We'll see you again next time. Bye.